What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to identify and eliminate any limiting beliefs that you currently have centered around your weight loss journey, because I am a firm believer that your behavior follows your beliefs. Meaning if you don't have the right mindset right now, it's going to be very difficult for you to take the necessary actions in order to actually reach your weight loss goals. So one of the ways that I can help you reach your weight loss goals is by helping you identify and address those limiting beliefs. So what we're going to do in today's video is I have created a free resource for you guys in the form of a Google Doc, which you can access in the link down in the video description below. So make sure you snag that. But in the video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use the questions inside of that Google document so that, again, you can identify and eliminate those limiting beliefs. So without further ado, let's dive into the video.
So what I wanted to do in today's live training is talk about some limiting beliefs in the context of weight loss and how it is that you can actually overcome those to, again, make sure that you do hit your weight loss goals. So I put together a little worksheet for us here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so this should look good. Let me move myself around. Got to get myself out of the way here. Okay. So you guys should be seeing this screen now, and I will link this down under the live post within the Facebook group. So you can access this for yourself. You can make a copy and you can actually do the exercises in here. So I do have 2 exercises for you guys to go through in order to actually turn those limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. So we'll get to what those are in a second. But the first thing that I want to say is that your feelings, they're valid, they're real, but they aren't permanent. So I heard this in a podcast from Groeschel that I was listening to this week. And I feel like oftentimes it's easier for us to separate the emotions from our actual journey. But if you're feeling fearful, for example, maybe you know you need to change some habits, like you go out to drink with some of your friends, or maybe you guys have a weekly dinner at this one place and that always puts you over on your calories, whatever it might be, you might be fearful of what those people are going to say to you as you start to make a change, right? You might feel overwhelmed. Maybe you have a lot of stuff going on at work. You got to stop at soccer practice for the kids after, and just doing that and balancing that with all of your weight loss goals is just really overwhelming at the moment. So you could do fearful, you could be overwhelmed, you could be stressed, anxious, frustrated. Maybe you've been trying and you're not seeing the progress that you wanted to. So before we get into this training, I just want to make sure that you feel heard and you know that those emotions are in fact valid. So I'll just share this quote again here because I really want to hammer it home. Your feelings, they are valid, they're real, but they aren't permanent. So it's very important on that second part, right? Where it's okay. And I think it's actually quite healthy for you to label your emotions, whether you are feeling fearful, overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, any of those kind of things. You can label those and tell yourself that you are feeling it. But that second part is important because what you need to tell yourself as well is that the current state that you're in is not permanent. So you're not always going to feel overwhelmed. You're not always going to feel fearful, right? Those are temporary states of mind or emotions. And that's what's going to bring us into the limiting belief versus an empowering belief. So we can see here, a limiting belief is a thought or a state of mind that you've accepted as absolute truth, and ultimately stops you from reaching your full potential. So hopefully as you are reading that, that is something that you are not okay with. You don't want to be okay with something that is keeping you back from reaching your full potential. Conversely, what if we have something like an empowering belief? Well, an empowering belief is a thought or a state of mind that we hold about ourselves, which are helpful, positive, and accurate. So those 3 things are really important. And what I wanted to do is look through some examples of limiting beliefs in the context of weight loss journeys and see how do we actually flip that to empower ourselves to reach our weight loss goals. Because again, if your mindset is not right about this journey, it's going to be very difficult to actually reach your goal, even if you have the right tools in place. So the first example is, no matter what I do, I can't lose weight. So let's be honest here. Have you said that? Or do you know someone who has said that, right? I guarantee everybody in here knows at least one person that has tried to lose weight. They can't lose weight doing whatever that thing is. And now this is their default answer every time someone's talking about weight loss. And they just accept the fact that they're going to be at their current weight or maybe even heavier for the rest of their lives, right? But this exercise is great because what we can do is we have a column for limiting beliefs. And then what we can do is in the right-hand column, we have another place for empowering beliefs. So what I want you to do is come up with empowering beliefs that flip the script on whatever that limiting belief is. So oftentimes people will do this in a one-to-one fashion. So like, here's a limiting belief, here's the empowering belief to overcome that. What I like to do is write down a couple. So for these examples, I put 3 empowering beliefs around each of them, or around each limiting belief. And then from there, what you can do is pick which one of those resonates best with you. Because ultimately, what you're going to want to do is tell yourself the empowering belief instead of the limiting belief. So for example, no matter what I do, I can't lose weight. What are some empowering beliefs? Well, we can say many others have successfully lost weight and keep it off, or kept it off too. I can do it too. So that's helpful, it's positive, and it's accurate, right? There are other people who have lost weight, they've kept that weight off, they look good, they're happy, they're confident now. There's nothing stopping you from doing it too. And you need to tell yourself that. You need to believe it. Another one could be, I'm fully capable of losing weight and keeping it off. If you don't believe that you're capable of doing it, it's going to be very hard to achieve, right? So that could be an example of another limiting belief where you don't think you're capable of doing it. Well, it sort of falls into the same category, but you guys get the point. Another one could be, I'm determined to find what works best for my body despite having failed in the past. So this one is particularly helpful because you are labeling the fact that you have tried, you have failed, that's okay, but you are determined because you know there is an option out there that is going to work for you and you're going to find it. So again, that's helpful, it's positive, and it's also accurate. So something that I want to point out here is that I feel like a lot of times people will tell you when doing an exercise like this that you just need to like manifest that reality. And I feel like that lacks the helpful, positive, and accurate part of an empowering belief. So if this person is just saying like, I'm 20 pounds lighter, I'm 20 pounds lighter, I'm 20 pounds lighter, is that accurate? No, like you're not 20 pounds lighter, at least not yet. And if it's not accurate, then essentially what you're doing is you're telling yourself a lie. Is lying to yourself helpful? No. Is lying to yourself positive? No. So again, make sure whatever empowering belief you come up with is going to be helpful, positive, and accurate for you. Another example, changing my eating habits is too difficult. So what are some empowering beliefs that we could, again, flip that script on this? Well, how about changing my eating habits may be difficult. Again, you're acknowledging it, but it's worth it because you know it's going to get you to your goal. Maybe I'm not afraid of accepting difficult challenges. That could be another limiting belief where you are fearful of doing something that is difficult. So then you got to figure out what's the empowering belief that goes with that. Another one could be eating healthier food will nourish my body and leave me feeling energized. So each time you're saying, oh, like changing my eating habits is too difficult, I just want some comfort food right now. If each time you think that in your mind, you start to tell yourself, eating healthier food will nourish my body and leave me feeling energized, that is going to motivate you to make better food choices. And you know that is true, right? It's helpful, positive, and accurate. Okay, next one. I'll never look like insert person here because of my genetics. So is anyone else guilty of comparison? Like that's another one too that people often do. Like I'll never look like that person. Like that person must have it so easy or they're so lucky to be blessed with those genetics, whatever it might be, right? But let's look at some empowering beliefs. I'm going to become the best version of me, not the best version of someone else. That's going to help you stop comparing yourself to that other person, but also recognize that you are capable of becoming that version of yourself that you want to be. Even though it may not look like someone else, you can still be fulfilled and happy in that best version of yourself. Or I am capable of I am capable of achieving my dream body. So again, all caps there because the focus is on you, not comparing to someone else. What about my genetics may play a role in my physical appearance, but I can work harder than anyone. So that's not something that people are born with, right? If you have a work ethic that's better than others, you weren't born with that. That's something that you learned and you developed along the way. So you could make the active decision that you are going to work harder than other people to actually look like them. But again, we don't want to compare to them. So you're going to work harder to achieve the best version of yourself, which you will be fulfilled and happy with. Another one, I don't have time to lose weight. Well, that's probably one that we've all told ourselves, especially the busy guys here in the group, right? You're busy at work, you got family commitments, things like that. So what can we do to overcome that limiting belief? Well, I will learn how to use my time efficiently to achieve my weight loss goals. Because it's cliche, but everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, right? You're just not using those hours as efficiently as someone else is using those hours as efficiently to actually reach their weight loss goals. Another one could be, I can still lose weight despite a busy schedule, even if I haven't learned how to do it yet. So again, you're recognizing that it is possible. You just haven't learned how to do it yet, but you're willing to. And then once you do that, you're going to achieve those goals. Or how about I'm willing to sacrifice time investments that don't serve my weight loss goals? So instead of saying, oh, I don't have time for this, like, no, I do have time, but I'm going to sacrifice what's not serving that goal. So again, maybe that's that dinner with your friends every Friday night that you guys go to, maybe some Mexican restaurant and you just eat a huge burrito, the scale blows up the next day, whatever it might be. Or like, let's say other time investments could be something like watching, I don't know, 2 hours of Netflix on a Sunday. Instead of doing that, maybe you spend an hour grocery shopping and then are making a grocery list and then the next hour grocery shopping to make sure that your fridge and your pantry is stocked with healthy options. Or instead of doing something 30 minutes in the morning, maybe you're like watching YouTube videos as you eat breakfast, whatever it might be, you can spend those 30 minutes doing a bodyweight workout or going for a walk, whatever it might be. Again, ties back into using your time efficiently. So if you're willing to sacrifice those time investments that aren't serving you, that's going to make sure you're using your time more efficiently and actually getting to your goal. So again, these are just examples here. I want to give you guys this column, this table, so that you could come in, you could type whatever you want in here, fill that out, so you can have your limiting belief and then your empowering belief. But I feel like oftentimes that's a good start, but may not be enough. So if there's one that you really cannot get over, here is what I want you to do. So the exercise number 2, I don't have any fancy name for this, but it's just 6 questions to really dig deeper into a limiting belief. So the first thing that you need to do is ask yourself, what do I really want? You need total clarity around what it is you are working towards. So the example that I have in here, let's say I want to lose 25 pounds. I want to maintain 15% body fat after I lose those 25 pounds. And ultimately, I just want to walk around and be confident in who I am. So then you need to ask yourself, what is holding me back from achieving this? And this exercise or this part of the exercise, I want you to list every single thing you can think of. I don't care if it's 50, 100 things, write it down. In this example, I only put one because I don't want to like overwhelm everybody. But one example of why you're not losing those 25 pounds could be that you're not working out consistently. Right? If you need to work out, fitness is a part of losing weight. So if you're not working out consistently, that might be a part of why you're not losing 25 pounds. So what is the underlying limiting belief causing this behavior? So what belief do I have that's causing me to not work out consistently? Well, one of the examples might be working out isn't enjoyable. The next question you need to ask yourself, where did this come from? Why do I believe this? Why do I have this belief? And this part, you really need to dig deep. So ask yourself why, like 5 times if you need to, or however many times until you get to that aha or light bulb moment. So I came up with an example here. But let's just say you're asking yourself, like, why don't I think working out is enjoyable? Maybe the first thing you came up with is that, well, I started not to enjoy working out at football practice when I was a kid. So then you ask yourself, why? Why did I not enjoy football practice as a kid? Well, the coach would always yell at me. There's no time for water breaks. So that just made it really unenjoyable. Okay, well, why didn't I enjoy coach yelling at me? Well, it felt like I was working to achieve his goals or doing what he wanted me to and not actually what I wanted to, right? And they say, okay, well, if I didn't enjoy it, like, why did I stick around so long? Why did I stay in football? I really didn't enjoy that. And he's like, okay, well, maybe I stuck around because my dad really wanted me to get a scholarship. Like finances were tight with the family. I got a scholarship in football, like that would have helped the family astronomically. So I stayed in it to make someone else happy. There's your light bulb moment, right? You realize that you don't enjoy working out because you've always done it for the approval of someone else or someone else's goal instead of actually doing it for yourself. So again, this is just an example of how you can actually dig deeper and get to why you have that belief in the first place. And that's what's going to help you overcome it. Because once you understand that, then you can come up with that empowering belief that's going to help you get over it. So what is the new empowering belief that I will adapt? After going through that exercise, this person might say, exercise that serves my own goals will bring me great joy, make me feel fulfilled, and give me a sense of accomplishment. So that's totally different from working out isn't enjoyable, right? Now we're looking at something that says exercise serves my own goals. And because of that, I'm going to feel joy, sense of fulfillment, and a sense of accomplishment. That's a big difference. Now, what you have to do to actually change this belief is put it into practice. You can't just tell yourself. So the last part of these 6 questions is that what is the new plan for making this belief a reality? And you need to come up with specific action items. So maybe this individual says, I really enjoy swimming. So what I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks, let's say 4 to 8 weeks, I'm going to go swimming 3 times a week for 30 minutes on Monday and Wednesday and Friday. You now have an action item that's a habit that you can form, you can track. Ask yourself at the end of each week, did I go swimming 3 times this week? And I guarantee as you start to do that and you start to do exercises that you enjoy, you are going to flip the script on this and start changing your belief or your core belief about why working out isn't enjoyable. And now you're going to start to feel things like this, that sense of fulfillment and accomplishment, right?
There you have it, guys. How to identify and eliminate any limiting beliefs that you have right now centered around your weight loss journey. Before we part ways, if you guys are interested in learning more about the Physique Lab coaching program and how we're getting our clients such incredible results, I will put a thumbnail down here. I will link a video in the time cards up here, and I will also link that video down in the video description as well. So either click up there or down there to watch that video. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe so that way you don't miss any future videos that I put out. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.